Impact Audio presents One Generation Away, Why Now is the Time to Restore American Freedom by Brilyn Hollyhand, read for you by the author. To Mom, Dad, Granny Pawpaw, Papa Doug and Nana, all of you are the reason I am the man I am today. You have been here for me when nobody else was. You have been the best role models I could have ever asked for. You showed me what it is like to live a life in Christ. Your love and support made this book possible, and I can never thank you enough. This book is dedicated to you. Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example for the believers in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity. 1 Timothy 4:12. Introduction. Freedom is a fragile thing, and it's never more than one generation away from extinction. Ronald Reagan. It had been 8 long years since a Republican had lived in the California governor's mansion. The winds of change were sweeping across the Golden State as a fresh face, a former movie star turned politician, was recently elected to the role of chief executive. The new year had kicked off 5 days ago, and Ronald Wilson Reagan had just delivered a 24-minute address, inspiring hope and promising change. The freshly sworn-in governor delivered a warning that transcended the boundaries of his era. Freedom is a fragile thing, and it's never more than one generation away from extinction. Freedom. What an interesting word. What does it mean to you? What did it mean to Governor Reagan? Why is it so fragile and in America of all places? America is often dubbed the land of the free and the home of the brave. Americans had already beaten those sorry royal loyalists back across the pond in 1776. First, with a declaration, and then with a revolution rooted in a cry for freedom. America had established itself on the world stage through the innovation of free enterprise and following the Industrial Revolution. Then, in the middle of the 20th century, America claimed the title of back-to-back World War champs. Surely, freedom was not fragile, but was present with an everlasting abundance here in America. Wrong. Reagan's words from 1967 force us to reconsider today that freedom isn't something that's conquered once and then kept for eternity. It must be constantly defended. Freedom is a perpetually contested prize. Yes, freedom is a gift from God, but it is also something that tyrannical overreach can take away. Filtering the idea of freedom and the words of Ronald Reagan through my Christian worldview, I have come to agree with our 40th president. Freedom is always at risk of being just one generation away from total extinction. Why is that? You see, I learned from a friend who's a licensed counselor that 3 types of expressions flow out of trouble: venting, processing, and problem solving. And what is interesting about these 3 is that while they are helpful, the only one that makes progress is problem solving. Maybe this is why protests seem to go unnoticed by the vast majority of voters. Maybe this is why the Occupy Wall Street movement is all but gone. Maybe our youngest generations today are just like every young generation before us, and all we are doing is venting. Ronald Reagan never seemed to vent in public. I'm sure he processed a lot of things all the time with trusted advisors and even political adversaries. But I think the reason he is so well remembered is that he was a man of courage. He was funny. He expressed his love for God, and he solved problems. And that is what he did in this speech. Reagan didn't leave us cowering in the darkness after delivering his warning. He gave us the solution as well. Freedom is a fragile thing, and it's never more than one generation away from extinction. It's not ours by way of inheritance. It must be fought for and defended constantly by each generation, for it comes only once to a people. It is fundamentally important for every generation to understand the impact they have on the future of this great experiment called America. With our everyday freedoms being stripped away, our freedom today is less than one
Sample complete. Ready to continue?